What's the scoop for essential oils and our pets? Are they safe for dogs? Are they safe for cats? In this video, I'm going to show you what is safe, what's not, and how to best use any essential oil on your pet. Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets. An essential oil like this is a concentrated plant oil with hundreds of different organic compounds. You may be taking the stem, the leaves, sometimes the roots, and you're getting the oil out of all that parts of the plant. And that's what you're left with. It's called the essential oil. But because these oils are so concentrated, when they're applied incorrectly, i.e. not diluted and applied topically, your pet ingests them, that's where we're seeing some of these big serious reactions. But if you're choosing the right oil and it's used appropriately, they're actually very safe and can really benefit your pet. Here are some general rules to follow to ensure you're able to use these oils safely and effectively. Well, number one, external use only. Don't allow your dog to consume this oil. You're not going to put it on top of his paws and then have him lick it. Number two, and this is a big one, dilution matters. There has been a bunch of studies on the essential oils in our pets, and what we found, especially in our dogs, if these oils are applied at a 2% dilution or less, then they're considered very safe. So that's the big key. They need to be diluted appropriately. So when they're mixed in with the carrier oil, then generally they are really safe. The issue happens when we see people buying these essential oils. It could even be this one, turmeric essential oil, which can be really beneficial, and not diluting it at all, and then applying it to their animal and having them lick this oil. Number three, when you first start using an oil, you're going to monitor for reactions. If it's topically, we'd be concerned about skin irritation. If it's via an inhalant, via a diffuser, we're going to worry about some type of respiratory reaction. Or if it's applied somewhere, say in the skin, to aid in wound healing, and your dog is able to get that bandage off, he licks some of it, they're going to watch for some oral reactions, such as salivation, drooling, vomiting. One of the essential oils, which I generally don't recommend, it's this one, tea tree oil. And it has produced an array of different reactions. That being said, most of these reactions, they've come from pet parents who have directly put it on topically, and their dog or cat has then licked it. This undiluted form of this really concentrated oil. You're seeing central nervous system effects, depression, lethargy, respiratory effects, difficulty breathing. It can cause excessive skin irritation, marked skin redness. And when it's been applied topically, some of these animals that have consumed excessive amounts, we're seeing more serious signs, such as muscle tremors, seizures, the inability to walk, in some cases even coma, and some animals have even died from consuming an excess amount of really concentrated, undiluted tea tree oil. But if you're going to be using some of the oils I'm going to be sharing, you're not going to be seeing any serious reactions such as those, especially when you do the key things I'm going to suggest. You're going to dilute it appropriately. You're going to choose the right essential oil that is safe for your pet. If there is an issue where all of a sudden the skin is really red, it appears that your dog is really irritated with that oil applied on the surface of his skin, you want to use soap to wash it off. Don't try to use water, because as you know, water and oil, they don't go together. You want to get in a soap that's going to bind that oil and remove that from the skin. Something like this Castile soap is great. If all you have is dish soap, that's completely fine. I want you to really avoid the sensitive areas, these fine mucous membranes, so anything here around the mouth, especially somewhere in around the eyes, being cautious with the nose. Avoid putting them into your dog or cat's ears. My last big point refers to these guys, to cats. You need to be especially cautious using any type of essential oil with your cat, because they are that much more sensitive to these oils, way more reactions we're seeing in cats than dogs, and they just tend to groom themselves. They're much more likely to ingest that oil. So there's a couple ones I'm going to share that I would also use in my own cat, show you how to do it correctly and safely. These are the top 7 oils, and I'm going to show you how to use them. Number one I've used a lot personally with my dogs and my cats, lavender essential oil. It's antibacterial, it's antifungal, it has some antihistamine type qualities, and it also can help provide some anxiety relief. It's got some calming properties as well. And in fact, one of the first times I used lavender essential oils, one of my last cats, Her name was Gussie. She had some degree of cognitive dysfunction, so she would yowl at night, or inappropriate vocalization, right? Which means yowling at night. So I'm like, okay, I gotta give her something. And what I found is using lavender essential oil in a diluted form via diffuser, that made a big, big difference. I actually had her sleep through the night. Lavender essential oil is also great for a topical skin antiseptic in one of the diluted forms. We're using some type of wound cream, perhaps it could even be coconut oil as the carrier oil, along with adding in lavender essential oil. It's a great topic to help speed and deal with skin infections. But to use it as a diffuser, to make it safe for both our dogs and cats, have some type of diffuser, which I have here. I want you to put in at least 1 cup of water. No, Cassie, you're not getting that. There's your 1 cup. And we're gonna make this very dilute. So we're gonna be putting in 20 drops, which equates to about 1 ml of lavender essential oil. So 1 divided by 250, that is less than 1%. So there's our 1 drop, and then you plug that in, you have that diffused. And that's what I did with my cat Gussie. She was in a big open space in the living room, but that was enough to like just take the edge off, where she'd sleep through the night. It did her no harm. She lived till the age of 16. You may be able to see the diffuser now. Smells very lavendery, which is lovely. So if Cassian happens to become a ripe old cat, he develops cognitive dysfunction and he yells a lot, he's gonna have some lavender to breathe in. Smells good, works well, consider it. This is our DIY anti-itch skin oil for dogs and cats, including lavender. This is the coconut oil, 2 tablespoons or 30 mils. Coconut oil, it's a really good skin oil. It's got some anti-inflammatories, antibacterial properties, and it also can help moisturize the skin, locking in moisture, further adding hydration, decreasing inflammation, decreasing redness. It's a very effective skin oil. Number 1, it has some antihistamine qualities, counteracting the allergy, the underlying cause of the skin problem. Second, it's a really good anti-inflammatory. It can decrease that skin redness. And third, it's a good antibacterial, also has some antifungal properties. So if you have a secondary bacterial or yeast infection, it can help with that as well. I'm adding in 1 ml or 20 drops. Mix it well. If your dog has a red itchy groin, put a little bit on that tip of your finger. Rub that over top of that red area of your dog's groin. You're going to be doing that twice a day, 7 to 14 days. Number 2, chamomile essential oil. Many of us probably already know about chamomile. In fact, I've consumed a fair amount of chamomile tea in my lifetime. It seems to help me sleep. And yeah, it definitely has some calming properties. So much the same benefits can also come from the essential oil. And I really think the best way to consider using it in our dogs or our cats would once again be via the diffuser. So you've got at least 1 cup of water in your diffuser. You're adding in 20 drops or 1 ml of the chamomile essential oil, and that can diffuse in a big open space. The one other big caveat I need to make is you don't want to do it in a closed room. You want it to be in a space your pet, they can leave if it is slightly too strong for them, maybe a little bit overwhelming. But if you follow those 2 principles, you can get the benefits from lavender, you can get the benefits from chamomile. Number 3, cedarwood essential oil. So cedarwood oil is considered one of the better insect repellent essential oils. And in fact, many of the holistic flea and tick preventives, they incorporate cedarwood oil. But the big caveat here is number 1, it needs to be diluted appropriately, which means 2% or less dilution. You can use a carrier oil, coconut oil, which I've melted here. It's a great carrier oil. It also has insect repellent properties, so it's a really good option for any type of repellent spray. And the other thing I'd suggest adding in is something like this, witch hazel. It's a great topical for skin. It's an astringent, a really good anti-inflammatory. These 2 work really well in combination, acting as an insect repellent. So what you could do is take 3 tablespoons of this, the coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of this, the witch hazel. Then add 1 ml or 20 drops of this, the cedarwood oil. Pour that into your bottle, got our spray. Number 4, frankincense essential oil. It's actually a very important essential oil. And the one herb, boswellia, where does it come from? The oil comes from that, frankincense. Boswellia is a pretty important anti-inflammatory. One of the studies showed that boswellia in combination with 95% curcumin was as effective as naproxen. Pretty potent NSAID. So meaning, yes, the frankincense, it's got anti-inflammatory, anti-arthritic properties. There are many other claims made about it. Number one, many people find it to be beneficial for anxiety. Seems to help calm our pets. It's also suggested it's got some great immune supportive properties. So anytime we're dealing with an animal that is seriously ill, especially related to their immune system, it's often thought that frankincense can really help. But mostly what I've seen it used for is topically for animals in pain, especially rubbing along their spine, these guys that have spinal arthritis. And it's an easy thing to use. This is a great carrier oil for frankincense. I really like it topically for our dogs. This is sweet almond oil. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons, which is 30 mils. There it is. I'm going to add 10 drops, which is half a mil of the frankincense. Then what you want to do is get a little bit on your fingers. It's also a really good skin oil along with the almond oil. And you can just rub it on that affected area. See, it's your dog's spine. You're using it essentially as a massage oil, right? Rubbing over top of that area, whichever area they're painful with. Do this twice a day. Do it for a week. If your dog has a sore spine, maybe he or she has a sore knee, you want to rub it in the inside of their knee. And just find many of these dogs respond really well. Frankincense, sweet almond oil. They're a little Tula. Number 5, probably the most studied, probably the most effective anti-parasitic essential oil. This is neem oil. Neem, it comes from the neem tree in Asia, and it literally has hundreds of studies shown to be a very effective repellent. And the majority of the natural anti-flea tick sprays, they include neem oil. This is our coconut oil. I've melted it on the stove. Looks kind of like this. I'm going to take out 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 45 mils. The second part is our witch hazel. It's a great astringent skin spray. Really, really helpful for animals that are going to have secondary skin irritation from having fleas. We're going to use another 3 tablespoons. To that, I'm going to add 1 mil, which is 20 drops of the neem oil. And I pour that into my spray bottle. Okay. This is something I would also use on my cat, and I'll show you how I'm going to use it. Then just lightly mist your pet. Really focus on the cracks and crevices where things like to hide. So I'm just going to lightly mist Tula with it. Then after I've done that, I've got myself a little fine-tooth flea comb. You're going to use that to evenly spread it through your pet's fur. You can do this for your cat, but you only want to do it once a week. Just lightly misting them using that flea comb so you don't overspray, right? For your dog, you can safely do that twice a week. They're a little Tula. What do you think of our all-natural spray? Good girl. Number 6. This comes from the wonderful root turmeric essential oil. Turmeric, it's a well-documented and potent anti-inflammatory, especially when we know some of the active ingredient of the root, the 95% curcumin. Probably the biggest benefit I've seen in all the research I've looked at is it's probably the most effective natural tick repellent. It isn't something you're going to really need or want to use in your cats. There's no need to be using it in our cats. This would just be for dogs. But the one study showed of all the different essential oils they looked at, the most effective one at repelling ticks was this, turmeric essential oil. So one way to topically consider using it, once again, get yourself some coconut oil, warm it up if you don't have liquid coconut oil. It's also got some insect repellent properties. It's just really safe for animals to lick, and it's a good skin oil. So I've melted it in the pot here. I want this to be fairly concentrated. I want it to be at a 2% dilution. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil. That's 30 mils. I'm then going to add in 1 mil or 20 drops of that turmeric essential oil. Mix it well. Get yourself a syringe, draw a mil or so up into your syringe. Here. Then with your syringe, you're just going to apply it topically over top of your dog, starting at the base of his neck, the middle third of his spine, the last third, right at the tail base. Similar to applying the flea and tick products, but this is all natural, safe for your dog, and it's effective. Last but not least, number 7, an insect repellent, especially good at repelling fleas, which Anonymous like, safe for our cats. This is catnip oil. So primarily, this includes the active ingredient. It's called nepentolactone. And we know catnip is very safe for our cats. In fact, it's probably their preferred herb. Do you know a cat who doesn't like catnip? But the specific active ingredient within the oil, nepentolactone, it's shown to really be effective at repelling fleas. So you can actually get this now commercially. I've got a commercial catnip spray. Primarily, it's marketed to make my cat happy, take away anxiety, but can also act as a natural repellent. This is the Our Pets catnip spray. Well, you're going to lightly mist your cat. Okay, Cassie, what do you think of this? I'm going to lightly mist you. If I get a little bit on me, I'll feel less anxious. Yay. Okay, you're lightly misted. Stay away from the sensitive areas, especially his eyes and his mouth. Then use this flea comb to evenly spread it through his fur. You don't have to douse him in it, just lightly mist him. Just make sure you go under the cracks, the crevices, his belly. What do you think of that, Cassie and the cat? We're going to repel those fleas, kitty cat. And this is something, the maximum you want to do it is once a week. And just think really light. You're not dousing your cat so they're wet. Just those light squirts. They're a kitty cat. So there it is, nepentolactone catnip spray, safe for our cats as well as our dogs. So can you use essential oils on your pets, your dogs and cats? Yes, you can if you take the appropriate precautions and you use the ones I've suggested. And just take those key points. Ensure your dog or cat does not ingest it, they don't lick it, and you avoid the oils that have been known to cause problems, especially tea tree oil. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets of Essential Oils for Dogs and Cats. Click up there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and when you click that link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. Cassian is the only cat who wants to be on the exam table. The only cat I've ever known. I take him off. Come on, kitty cat. No, you stay there. Cassian. And I don't even have to call his name. Watch, he'll come back. Like unprompted. Who wants a vaccine? I do. Cassian the Wonder Cat. All right, kitty cat.